So I am on my way to Home Depot to make that return. Um, I'm really kind of disappointed about this. I opened the box and there's sink parts in there, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And I'm very confused for a second, and then I realized it's just another guy's order. His name's Richard because the packing slip in the box had the person's name on it. So I'm going to go to Home Depot. Honestly, I'm just going to try to get a refund. And I've already found a replacement unit. But, that's going to take a couple of days to get here. I haven't been able to find anything in store that works. And I've been in stores with my measuring tape and everything. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to roll with this situation the way it rolls. I still should have it before I have to leave. And that's all that matters. All right, the faucets that were not shelves have been returned. They kept trying to convince me to to wait and let them sort it out and to search for the product. And I was like, you know what? No, this is too messed up. It's messed up. Never mind. I found something else. Just refund me. So we got a refund. Apparently there was a 1 number difference between my order and this other guy's order. And they were both I guess flat, thin boxes. And somebody just slapped the wrong labels on the wrong things. My thing isn't here yet. His came in before mine. And so back at Home Depot Central or wherever this stuff comes from at the warehouse, it wasn't an in-store product that they could just pull. So it was a whole thing, and I was just just refund me. I've already found an alternative. Just refund me. It'll be here before the end of next week, because today's Saturday, so my replacement product should be here by Thursday. I did go back to dear old Jeff and got it from Amazon. But yeah, so that's in progress. I have decided to do something I didn't think I would decide to do. I'm going to paint the drawers. Somebody asked me if I was going to do it, and originally I wasn't, but I thought, might be fun. Let's see how this turns out. I don't think I can really ruin it. And luckily it's just for me, cause I don't really know what I'm doing with paint. I tend to slap it on too hard and, just be generally bad at it. So, and this was the best thing I could find. I don't like buying a whole lot of bottles of water because it just seems stupid to me to buy water. Minus water that's for individual little bottles of water. I don't like to buy it. I either like to use water fountains or I have a little water bottle with a filter. So wherever I get water, honestly, I just drink it through the filtered water bottle. I don't really buy bottles of water, so I didn't want bottles of water. And they basically give you 2 extremes: bottles of water or soda or energy drinks, which are just as bad. And I'm I just want something in the middle. And so I went for a vitamin water. It's kind of a middle of the line drink. It's not, too bad one way or too bad the other way. But yeah. That's where I am right now. Those are returned. I bought some paint for the drawers because that didn't really cost too much. And I'm also going to paint the back of those cabinets so they don't just look like the back of cabinets when you open the back. A lot of what I'm going for now is aesthetics. It's not really so much, I've done the I need it thing. And I'm trying to sort of get things a little more aesthetically pleasing. And it's nice to have stuff that's functional, but it's also just nice to have the aesthetics sometimes and not be embarrassed, if you open your back, door and it looks kind of nice-ish, kind of intentional. So I'm trying to get to that point so that when I open any of my doors, people are seeing what I want them to see and that it's something nice. We all want to get there at some point. Functional was first, and now I'm trying to move towards a little bit of nice. So now that the Home Depot return has been taken care of, I've decided to make today mostly a paint day, and then I'm going to rewire as much as I can. Some of it is going to have to wait until Monday, But first, I just want to paint all of this, as you can see when you open the door, gray, basically. And I've cut a piece of wood that I'm going to add right here for bracing, because I always have stuff like falling back. I've already secured this so that it won't move. I'm going to add this here just for a little bit of bracing. Another thing I'm going to need to do is cover this hole. At first I had electronics up here, so I had cables coming out of this hole, but now this is pretty much just all a food cabinet, so I'm just going to throw some tape over that and hopefully it'll work out okay. So everything looks like a disaster right now, but this piece of wood is perfect for balancing the water bottle. But I hate that it's brown. So we're going to paint that as well. Just so when you open a door, again, aesthetics, that you see something that's kind of the same colorish as the stand. And there's not this like random wood block like underneath the bucket. And hopefully it'll just blend a little bit better. So since yesterday this has been painted. It's not the greatest paint job ever, but at least like I like seeing the gray when I open the door more than I did like that kind of unfinished wood look, even though it was like actually that cardboard packing they give you for all this fiberglass furniture. I added this barrier right here so that the shelving up here doesn't slide. I also bolted this thing down that you can't see right now, so maybe I'll show it from the inside at one point. So that it doesn't move. There's a little gap right here for me to drop cables down, and I just want to do this a whole lot neater. I have like cable clips sort of holding things in place a little better. I might add one in the center here. This is the wire that's going to the solar panel, which is not plugged in right now because the battery is not hooked up. And your solar panel should be the last thing you hook up to your charge controller. My charge controller is obviously off right now because the solar panel isn't hooked to it. And so right now I'm working on rewiring everything before I hook the battery and the solar panel back to it. Like I don't need the fridge to run right now, and this is the advantage of being able to work on the van while not living in it. I don't need the fridge to run right now, my lights aren't hooked up, and I don't need to be recharging my batteries with solar. They can just be full and sit there until I can hook everything back up. When you're living in the van, it's a little bit more difficult, even though I've pulled it off, but like you have to be able to sleep in there and function in there at the end of the day. So you can't just get as far as you can on the project, and then, well, you can, but that means what is your morning? Like, do you have a bunch of food that you have to preserve, then you can't afford to have like the fridge off for an extended amount of time if you're doing a fridge and not a cooler. If there's, things you need in the morning to cook, let's say you do induction or electric cooking, you can't afford for your solar system to not be hooked up for a couple of days. At this point, I think it's probably like the third day with the solar panels completely disconnected, and because I'm not living in the van actively at this moment and won't be for a couple of weeks, that's okay. And it's much harder when you have to do this kind of stuff while you're living in the van. So sometimes, just like home projects, things get put on hold because of the huge barriers to continuing to do daily living while something is disconnected. If you remodel your bathroom and you only have one bathroom and suddenly you have no shower and toilet, you have to have a way to take care of that. So it's kind of the same concept, except applied to van life. So I'm going to be working on cleaning up all this cable and wires and electricity. It takes a lot of concentration. I've already destroyed a cable, so I'm not going to be doing a lot of instructional stuff. I'm going to take some photos, take some video, and montage it together for you guys to see. All right, it's time to get to work. So this is the garage with everything shoved back in it. I'm hoping once I get the shelves, which should fit nicely beside the ladder, that I can just, again, make this a little neater, make more use of vertical storage, and also not use the ladder as rungs for shelves, basically, because some of the stuff is awkwardly shaped, so it won't just sit on top of other things, so they're just kind of shoved in around things, and it doesn't look terrible, but I think it can look better, and we'll see if my conclusions are right once I get the shelving in here. But for now, it's packed up, it's usable, it's drivable, and everything's safe, especially because the batteries are just kind of buried right now. They aren't really hooked up to anything. So yeah, we're as good to go as we're gonna be.